All right. Congratulations to Clemson tonight. I thought they had put forth a terrific effort and a good environment. It came with a great win, and I was proud of our guys' effort, and we're excited to keep growing and getting better. Take questions.
Mark, the physicality, it seemed like it impacted your guys, especially down low. You saw them Mari and BG like nonstop. What was the physicality like this game, and did your players get affected by that?
Yeah, it's one of the things that Clemson does really, really well. BG just come back from injury. We were trying to keep him on really short, limited runs to try and keep him as fresh as he could. Tough matchups for him, and but yeah, it was a really physical game. It's a credit to them. That's how they play. Their bigs are relentless with their physicality in terms of working in the post and in terms of ducks away from the ball, point to post and transition. They run some nice little low back screen actions for them, and so the game gets really physical.
Were you guys not physical enough? Did you feel like you needed to return more?
Well, listen, we finished the first half down 10 on the glass. We were down 10-1 in terms of points off the offensive glass, and it was pretty much the difference in the game. And so our challenge to go in the game second half was to try and win the rebounding battle. We came up one shy. It's probably what we came up short in the game too, and so I was proud of our guys' response. But it's a process for our guys to take film and words and understand what that feels like and what it means. And so the most important thing for us is to continue to grow in that area.
Mark, the defensive rebounding struggles there in the first half, how much did that kind of limit what you guys like to do as far as getting out in transition and setting a tone there? Yeah,
there were a few things. One was our inability to rebound the ball. Two was, they do a nice job jamming the ball. Three was, kind of dealing with foul issues with Lamont was tricky in the first half, and then the injury was tricky in the second half. So there were a lot of different things, both circumstances of the game and what Clemson does that made it more difficult to kind of play with the pace that we traditionally want to. And then interestingly enough, something really interesting happens sometimes when you get sped up. You actually get slowed down, and that very much happened to us on the offensive side. And that comes with just a growing trust in the way we play and how we execute. I think we'll be really disappointed with ourselves and how we tried to ring the bell on the offensive side. We tried to. Out of the goodness of our hearts and the care for our team, try to fix a lot of things by ourselves. It's just not how we play. We're not a minus assist turnover ratio team. It's not who we are now. All the credit goes to Clemson for creating that environment, but we didn't. We're going to get so much better when we trust us, and we don't. When things get hard, we lean into the trust of how we play it and not run away from it a little bit.
Does it surprise you that did happen? That they turn into each other like you said before?
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think that. I think the guys, their resolve was great. I think their togetherness was great. It was just their trust. It's different things. Like, we didn't have guys separating on the bench. We didn't have guys separating on the court. Like, they were leaning on each other and fighting for each other for the whole game. I'm really proud of that. I mean, to out-rebound Clemson by 10 in the second half with us with some limitations with our personnel is a solid accomplishment to do that on the road. Now, we got out-rebounded by 10 in the first half, so we didn't go away, but it's just trusting the way we play. It's not about trusting each other, it's trusting the way we play, and that'll come with time, and we're going to face challenges like this where things slow us down. Sometimes it's going to be intense pressure, not being able to get a catch anywhere. Sometimes it's going to be physicality, and it'll be a learning process for us as we go. We just got to learn fast.
In a physical game like this, how much or what do you lose when you don't have Lamont out there on the court?
Well, Lamont Lamont's been playing great, and he actually had a pretty good game cooking to start this game, and so. One of the things that every coach struggles with is you never want to foul your own guy out, and I probably did that with Andrew a little bit tonight. Probably needed to play him with 2 fouls in the first half, and and I probably could have done a little bit more with Lamont. So. Late in the first half, I made what turned out to be a very poor miscalculation. We had gone on a little run, and so I went small, thinking that I could save Drew and save Ansley a second, and that went really bad. And but in hindsight, maybe I rolled the dice and play those guys a little bit more in the first half. That'll be something we'll argue about and have no answer for. But it's philosophically, I don't want to foul my own guys out.
61% free throw line, 7 missed. I know you had a rough game there 2 games ago, too. What's kind of the key, just getting back on track of the line? I know, simply.
Yeah, and it wasn't any one guy. It was just a bunch of guys not shooting terrific. That's something that we'll continue to work on and focus on. And it's our guys step up to the line and they shoot it, and we'll continue to get better and better at that.
Mark, you constantly talk about learning about the team every day. What do you think you learned about the team today?
I'll go back to what I kind of said, like where my mind is right now is I learned that we have unbelievable resolve. We have unbelievable togetherness. We have the toughness to come compete and kind of try and make things better. And we were going to continue to learn to trust how we play. Offensively and defensively, we got a little bit out of character trying to make things better, and we didn't kind of lean into how we play on either side of the ball as much as we want to. I know that's a 30,000-foot thing, but that's where my mind is right now.
Mark, how would you describe just the late game offensive struggle? I mean, there were some wide open threes. Was it just fatigue that some of those just weren't falling?
No, listen.
The defense was fine late in the game.
Yeah, we shoot it. It's we don't spend a lot of time thinking about makes and misses. We think about shots and offensive rebounds and earning shots for each other and we never got to a great flow. Again, credit Clemson for that. We never got to a great flow. We didn't spend a lot of time looking like us, and that was a lot of that. I mean, a lot of that is credit to Clemson for creating the environment, and then a lot of it was us just not knowing how to surgically attack that yet, and we'll get there.
The environment, like you mentioned, this place was rocking. And
Yep.
I know you guys technically have a neutral floor in your next game,
Yep.
but that's going to be almost like another road
Yep.
game. How do you feel like the team handles the road atmosphere, and how do they need to improve it?
Well, it's Kentucky. It's our first. It's everyone's Super Bowl. So this is our guys' first experience here, and it won't ever get easier. And so this is why you come here. This is why you put on this jersey. So you can do that. You can be everybody's Super Bowl, and that's an honor. But it requires us to be great. And tonight we weren't quite great enough.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks, guys.
Players will be available just after.